Hello YouTubers, today we're going to be working on this, I believe it's a 98 Chevy pickup, and we're going to go ahead and bench bleed the master cylinder and then bleed all 4 brakes. The gentleman that owns this truck called me last week asking me if I could go over to his house and help him bleed this. He was having trouble bleeding the brakes. So I said yeah, I was busy, but when I got freed up I went over there, and when we were getting ready to start bleeding it, he also mentioned he changed this master cylinder, and I asked him, did you bench bleed it? He goes, no, he didn't know about that. So I said, well, that's why you're having trouble. You're supposed to bench bleed this, get the air out of this. So we're gonna be doing that, and I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. All we're gonna do is run some hoses from here up to the reservoir and pump it and get all the air out. So let's go ahead and get started on it. He also mentioned he did all 4 brakes, and he did the rear little cylinders. This guy's pretty good. He does most of his work, but you know, he forgets, you know, doesn't know everything. He's still kind of learning some stuff, but for the most part he does pretty good. Whew, it's cold out here. Let's get inside. Alright, this is what I'm going to be using, this kit. It's got different fittings that you're going to put on the master cylinder, then a couple of hoses that you're going to run, and clips to hold it in place. This kit, you can get it at AutoZone or Advance or O'Reilly. It's just as for a master cylinder bleeding kit. Alright, let's go out there. Alright, first of all, I'm going to try to take some brake fluid out of here. Try to make the least mess possible. And I'm going to try this. A friend of mine gave it to me a while back, and too big, maybe overkill here, but let's see if it's gonna work. Oh, wow, I guess it does work. Pour it down in here. Let's get the rear one. Yeah, this is kind of too long for this, but it's working. It's sucking all the fluid out of there. This actually worked pretty good. I don't know if it's homemade or what, but thanks to Bernie Size for giving me this, my buddy. Alright, whenever you work with these kind of lines that are hooked up right here, use a flare nut wrench, which is this kind of a wrench. That's a 14mm, but I'm going to use a regular wrench because this one, it's not damaged, but he kind of put a little bit of a, kind of messed up the nut a little bit. It's not bad at all. And this will go in, but it's super tight. I got to, you know, work it in there. So I'm going to use a regular 14, which fits real snug. See, so I won't have any problems. But if it's real tight, use a flare nut wrench. And I'm going to break it with the 14, but since it fits so tight, then I'm going to go to a 15, which fits a little loose, but it's going to be loose already. It's not going to damage nothing. So let me break him real quick. That's not bad. See this one. No, he didn't have it that tight. So, but see how tight it fits? I'd be having hell. So now I can just whiz through it with this 15mm. It's not the correct wrench, but I can get it in there and get this done faster. Okay, they're pretty loose where I can turn it by hand. I'll have to wiggle that hose a little bit. And now we'll start on these back ones here that actually hold the master cylinder. Break them with this 15mm. They weren't that tight. Yeah, that's cool. Look at this one. Cool, I like this guy. He doesn't go all crazy and tightens him up like if the world was gonna end. Hit it with this. And the nut fell, but it fell on this towel. Try this one. And there goes the other nut. And there you go, you got your master cylinder out. Set it down here and grab that nut before it falls and I lose it. Alright, I'm sorry, I might have confused y'all. Earlier, I believe I said I was gonna bleed it on here, but I can't because I can't see. I got in the truck and I couldn't see how the bubbles are gonna be coming out or what's going on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off and we'll do it on a bench, put it on a vise or something. Don't want to make a mess. He just kind of cleaned his engine. Okay guys, I brought it inside. I hope we can still see. The lighting's kind of different here. I don't know, for some reason I'm cold and it's not that cold out there, you know, and I'm a cold weather guy, but freezing my buns off today. So I'm gonna do it here. I brought this little vise in here and we'll see if this works out. Okay, hopefully y'all can see. First I'm gonna take this vise. Well, I'm going to take the master cylinder and put it on this vise. Be careful. This is probably the best spot to get it, from the ear. You don't want to squish it here and damage something. And just kind of snug it up. Then we're going to look for the fittings, and I think these will work. Put them in here. Find the one that goes in there. It's a little too loose, or that might work. Okay, just kind of snug it up. You don't have to use any tools. That one was big, I think. So let me see if this will fit this one. Oh, it's smaller, actually. Like I say, you can get this kit at O'Reilly's AutoZone. So one's gonna be smaller. They got numbers on there. I forgot to tell you that, but they've got numbers. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. Grab one here. See, it tells you the size on there. My eyesight ain't that great, so. Then we're gonna take one hose. Can you see? Let me get y'all a view from here. Grab one hose, shove it in here, and run it to this side. Take the other one, put it in here, and run it to this side. Now we've got some clips too. These little clips. And I'm not sure how they work, I guess. I'll get out of the way here in a little bit. Let me figure out how these... Yeah, I guess you clip it like that. And I stick it in there. And that's gonna hold it in there. Oops. Sorry guys. Just clip it on the edge of your master cylinder. And then just adjust it where you want it. And that's it. Yeah, that'll work. And that's how it looks. That's the setup. And just there, anywhere in there. Now we're gonna take some right through it. Pour it in there. That'll work. That looks good enough. See them bubbles? Make sure these are snug. Okay, then I'm gonna take a regular Phillips and just push the cylinder back here. Can you see? All I'm gonna do is push it gently in and out. Hopefully this won't move on me. Keep doing that, back and forth, till you don't see no more bubbles. Be careful because it will squirt on you. Okay, I'm going to continue doing that till I get all the air out. Okay, I've done this for about 10 minutes. Sometimes it don't take that long. I just wanted to make sure I had all the bubbles out. Sometimes it takes less than that. But see, the lines are clear. It's not bubbling no more. And you'll feel some resistance too when it's getting all that air out. Okay, I'm gonna go grab that master cylinder and we're gonna put it on there. We're not gonna tighten it up. We're just gonna put it in there. Okay, this is where you gotta be gentle. It's like handling nitro. You make a wrong move, you're done. Just kidding, guys. Just put it in there and just put these nuts in there so nothing wrong will happen if I lose my cool. Come on, that one's in an awkward place, but you got it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these lines out, take these hoses off, and put these lines on. You want to do it super fast. Nah, I'm just kidding. You'll have time, but you don't want it to go down. This, keep an eye on. If it starts going down, you're taking too long. Pour some more fluid in there, or you'll have to do the same process again. Just put a little. Get ready for this. Gloves will have to come off. A rag and a wrench. 15 and 14. Yeah. Okay, we're ready. We'll start with this side first. That's why I told you not to put them too tight. Okay, I put a rag down there so we won't make a mess. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I got it off. Let's put this line in. Come on, get out of the way, line. That's why you want to leave the reservoir or the master cylinder loose so you can have this play, because you will need it. And it's messy. Okay, I've got it on there. The wrench and tighten it up. And it's not gonna leak right away, guys. Don't think like, oh man, if I don't get it fast enough, it's gonna empty out. If you take forever, yeah, it probably would, but I mean, it's just a little struggling there. You'll get it. Okay, add a little more fluid because it did go down. I don't wanna do this all over. And we're ready for the back one. Let me get this clip out of the way. It's out. Let's hook this line up. Wow, the back one was a little better. It went smoother than the front one. Front one, I was getting all paranoid. I was freaking out. Alright, good. The hard part's done. And it is messy, guys. Let me tighten the back one so this thing won't be moving everywhere. Easy, easy, don't spill. Okay. Now, just make sure these are tight. That feels good. And that feels good. Now, make sure these are tight. Yep. Yep, that's good. Like I said, you cannot bleed this while it's on there, but you're gonna have to have a long neck so you can stretch it and look over here. I kind of like to see what's going on, that's why. But you know, you can just pump it, and you know, when you think it's ready, it's ready. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. It's not very hard to take off. You see how fast it comes off. Okay, now that I have the master cylinder on, we're gonna fill it up, put the cover on it, then I'm gonna bleed the rear passenger side, then I'm gonna bleed the rear driver side, then I'm gonna go to the front passenger, and then the last one, the driver front. Okay, and the way you bleed your system, you get in the vehicle and you pump it 3 times, whatever you feel comfortable with. I pump it till I feel some pressure on the pedal, and then you go back here, and on each wheel you're gonna have a little bleeder screw down here, and he also replaced that one. You're gonna open it up, and it's gonna squirt air and fluid. As you can see, it's all wet where he was trying to bleed it, and you do that 3-4 times till no air comes out. Okay, now you'll have somebody in there pumping it, you know, and you'll tell him, he'll let you know, okay, I'm ready, and he'll hold the pedal down, and you open that, let the air out, then you close it. Don't let that guy release the brake pedal till you're done. You'll let him know. But since I'm working by myself, I'm gonna use this little bleeder, self bleeder. It's good. It works real good. I mean, it's real cheap, $6, under $10, and you bleed your own vehicle. You're gonna get in there and pump it 4 times, and then you come out, and this will be full with liquid, and you move on to the next one, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, on this vehicle, this one happens to be an 11. This little bleeder here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it loose first. There, it's loose now. Now I'm gonna hand tighten it. Well, I guess I gotta use this because it's still kind of stiff. Okay, there, I got it snugged up, not super tight because I'm gonna need to release. I'm gonna need a wrench. And what you do is you take this self bleeder, and some come with different sizes of little end caps there. This one fits perfect. You just shove it in there. You let that hang. Oh, I forgot I need to put some fluid in here real quick, so you won't get no air. Okay, once I hook this up, I'm gonna want to put a little bit of fluid in there, so this hose is under the fluid. That way the air can't get back into the system. You only need about, I think that'll do it. There's the dang cat. And see, now it's under the fluid. So when you start pressing the brake, you're not gonna suck that air back in there. Okay, I got the container. And when you do this, make sure your reservoir is always full, because if you run low till it's empty, you're gonna have to start the process all over again. Let me open that. There we go. Now I'm gonna go pump the brakes. Did it about 4 times. Don't want this to start spilling over. Now before you remove that, you know the camera. Before you remove this, make sure you tighten it first, where you won't get no air in the system. There, it's tight. See, there's no air in the line, so pop it off. Let all that fluid run into the container, and then let's go to the next one. Okay, like I said, guys, check your reservoir. That one went pretty low. Cutting it close on that one. Need to add some more. Sure that's on there. And now we're gonna do the front ones. We're done with the back one. Same thing on the front. Come on over here. We're crawling under the front wheel now. Okay, let's break it loose. Okay. Well, won't have a hard time. Put the bleeder on there. Okay, let's go pump it. truck is done. It brakes real good. Again, thanks for watching, and like always, I really appreciate you.